Hey everyone, Bernard here with the latest Citizen vlog, and it's a look back at the victory against, not giving too much away there, are we? Victory against Burnley at the Etihad on Monday the 22nd of June 2020 with an 8 PM kickoff, didn't it, against Burnley. Please, if you enjoy this, you're new to the channel, you want some more, you like my history, City history as well, plenty of those vlogs out on City's history, etc. Please push that old subscribe button, it'd be fantastic. Push the bell notifications so you know when these are coming out, and please tell your mates, and please any thumbs ups are always great. It's nice to get viewers, but it's nice to get thumbs up as well, so please do that for me. So yeah, it's our little look. I mean, we're just going to have a look at the game last night, a few talking points on the game, etc. And we've not got Stuart Brennan's player ratings tonight. It's Mr. Barkowski, is it? Barkowski, Simon Barkowski from the MEN. So we got his player ratings tonight. I think Stuart's chicken now. I think he's getting too much stick, so he's not bothering anymore. He must. I think he's gone and left it to someone else now. The coward, absolute coward. Right, yeah. I mean, the first thing I had to do was try and I've tried now twice to get this Now TV pass. I don't subscribe to Sky or BT or anything like that. I've tried twice to get this Now TV. I failed twice miserably. So fortunately last night, I went onto my streaming site and I couldn't get the match on there. There's a German game on there, the one I usually use, but obviously I did have Twitter on at the time and someone said it was on Pick, Channel 11 on Preview, so that was fantastic. So I could watch it and not be behind time anyway and they did a good job. Did a good job. It was all no buffering, nothing like that with Channel 11 Pick. So thank you, Pick, anyway, for allowing me. The Chelsea game on Thursday, well, that'll be another matter, won't it? We'll have to have a look at that, but we'll talk about that on another vlog anyway. Right, the team: Ederson, Edison say Walker. That's who I predicted. I got 7 right. 7 out of 11 on my team prediction. That's not too bad, is it? I mean, he made 8 changes, didn't he? Made 8 changes with a totally new back four. So to me, he approached this like a cup game. To me, this is a team who would have played against a lower division cup game, because obviously he's thinking about the Chelsea game on Thursday, which is a really big game. So that's his sort of mindset for me with this game. You know, no disrespect to Burnley, but obviously we'll talk about Burnley in a while. Yeah, it's as though we were playing a cup game with this one. That's how he sort of approached it. And I think we'll get this with these games every 3 or 4 days. I think this is going to happen a lot. So yeah, we've got Ederson, Cancelo, Otamendi, Fernandinho, Zinchenko, Rodrigo, David Silva, Foden, Bernardo, Mahrez, and Aguero. And on the bench, obviously we got half the team, the rest of the squad, haven't we? Basically, Carson, Walker, Sterling, Gundogan, Jesus, Laporte, KDB, Sane, and Mendy. And we had Mr. Andre Mariner as a referee. He's okay. He's for a referee, he's all right, isn't he? Anyway, let's get on to the game. The good, the bad, and the ugly. Well, it's quite a slow start, wasn't it? I mean, I think the most exciting thing in the first 15 minutes was I think Ederson came and headed something out for a throw-in or something. He had to come out of his area and head it out. We played a little bit of head tennis actually against Burnley. There's a little defensively. There's quite a lot of headers yesterday. I don't have the stats on how many headers there were, but there seemed to be a lot. Yeah, and it was 15 minutes in before we even had a chance, and Cancelo blasted one high and wide from, a real rose header, wasn't it, from 30 yards. That was 15 minutes. And yeah, Burnley were putting men behind the ball, but very compact. As I said, we'll talk a little bit about how Burnley progress later on. On 17 minutes, we had the good and the bad. I mean, we had a great defensive split. David Silva played a great through ball to Bernardo, split the defence in half. But Bernardo's finish was wide. I don't know if he's on his wrong foot, but I think Mahrez was behind him. I think Mahrez was better placed to stroke that in. But yeah, Bernardo again, not the greatest night for Bernardo. His finish was wide but I say it was a great ball from David, who again played pretty well last night, didn't he? Bit of the old David last night. I think he's revelling just in that little responsibility against the 2 games he's played. He's had a little bit more room to manoeuvre in as well. 22 minutes, obviously, with a very good, wasn't it? The very good. We got the first goal, haven't we? And it was from sort of a corner, wasn't it? I mean, it was a little short corner over there on the right hand side. Well, our right as we're looking at the cameras. the south stand end, obviously. And Bernardo just spotted Foden on the edge of the box, and Foden does what he does well, doesn't he? He keeps it, you know, one thing about Foden, he very rarely blasts iron wide, does he? Doesn't do a Cancelo, he sort of kept it low, fantastic effort. Pope, the Burnley goalkeeper, did a bit of his teammate, didn't he? A bit of a Joe Hart to his left, was a little bit slow. My left-hand side used to be my favourite side as a keeper, that used to be the natural side I used to be quite good at, even though I'm right-handed, you're supposed to be good on your right side, but because when I was a kid I used to practice in my front garden, kicking the ball against the wall, and we had concrete on the right and grass on the left, so obviously I became quite adept at saving on my left, but not so. I had to struggle a bit on my right, but there you go. Anyway, great finish by Phil Foden, fantastic. That was 22 minutes, absolutely superb. I did make a little note that Mr. David Silva's hair's looking quite lush at the moment. I mean, we had a few problems with Mr. David's hair, didn't we? But it is quite looking luxuriant at the moment, David's hair. So that was my next comment before the next good, very good. Another goal, another two to make it 2-0. Well, this is Fernandinho pass, wasn't it? Again, Mahrez. I mean, there must have been about 50 yards between him and his covering defender. And Ferner just picked him out, and Mahrez took it down really well. Had lots to do because Burnley got men back. And he seemed to stroll through, didn't he, Mahrez? He seemed to sort of stroll through the defence and leave them all upside down, back to front, inside out. And obviously he sort of shot it through Pope, didn't he? I mean, Pope... I can't particularly blame him, but obviously he hit the target. That's what you got to do. I always used to tell. I used to do a little bit of coaching kids, etc. When I was obviously my lad was young, and we used to do a little bit of team coaching for the junior school team there. And obviously just hit the target, just hit the target. Make sure the goalie has to save it or make a mistake, and you've got a chance. And yeah, he took it really well, Mahrez, anyway, didn't he? So that was really good. So that was 2-0 after 43 minutes. We didn't have long to wait, did we? For a chance at 3-0. Anyway, there's no guarantees. Aguero had been a bit lacklustre. We'll talk about Aguero in a minute as well. But obviously a foul on Aguero. Was it me that fouled Aguero? It's a bit innocuous. It's a sort of penalty that, to be honest with you, at the start of the season, VAR wouldn't have give. These weren't being given, and it's a sort of penalty City wouldn't get in the 85th minute in a 0-0 clash against Liverpool. It's the sort of thing we wouldn't normally get them, but we're 2-0 up, we're comfortable against a pretty average Burnley side, unfortunately. So yeah, we got the penalty, didn't we? So Mr. Sean Dyche was a bit pulling his face a little bit, but hey, there you go. So yeah, VAR always gives us stuff when we don't particularly need it, but there you go. And a great penalty by Mahrez. Yes, did I guess right? Well, he has a tendency. I've only ever seen him take one penalty, and that was obviously the disaster against Liverpool, and I think that was blasted high and wide to the left. So I thought, well, yeah, my normal instinct as a keeper when I'm facing penalties from right-footed players is to go left, and obviously with a left-footed player, sometimes to go left, sometimes it's harder with a left-footed player. I don't really think I can't really pan it out, but I decided, yes, I'll go the way he went, and I wouldn't have got it, so I wouldn't have got it as a keeper anyway. So great penalty right in the corner, and hits it hard like KDB last time. Hits it hard, superb. Half time, 3-0. I mean, the game was over at 2-0, wasn't it? I mean, it's definitely over at 3-0. On to the second half. Yeah, the first bit of a Mary Ellen, impression from, and I think he's done this before. I think he's got previous for this. Rodri he may have got caught, he may have got brushed by Rodriguez with his hand, but he went down as though Mike Tyson had actually knocked him out or something like that. I don't like seeing that, and I saw a couple of comments on Twitter later of players saying they don't want City players doing that. I don't want it either. Rodri, if you're watching this, which I'm sure you am with all the team, please, mate, man up, If he catches you, and even if he caught you, I mean, it wasn't a fist, was it? I mean, even if he caught you and he scratched you, I mean, it's not, you don't go down as though you've been poleaxed. Absolutely, grow a pair, Rodri. Anyway, that's my little criticism of Rodri. That's a bad, so that's one of the only bads today. On to the next one, 51 minutes. We're on to 4-0, aren't we? This is the very good. And this is another short corner. So again, we'll talk about corners in a little bit, how many corners we had last night. And again, it's sort of from a corner and it played out. And I don't know what Burnley were doing. They were playing ball watching or whatever it was. But it ended up with Foden, Bernardo. Obviously, Foden to Bernardo, and obviously David's just in the middle. You got bodies in the middle. One of you's going to get it. Even the defender might turn it into his own goal. So that was 4-0. game well and truly a busted flush. Burnley well and truly a busted flush. The first real... Sorry, I missed the substitution, didn't I? Aguero had to go off, didn't he, at half-time? Yeah, sorry about that. Yeah, I missed that. Jesus came on, didn't he? So, yeah, the second lot of substitutions on the 59 minutes. We had KDB and Laporte come on for Mahrez and Fernandinho. 61 minutes. First real bad thing, this is Cancelo. He undersold the ball to Otamendi, didn't he? And Burnley had a sort of chance. They were on a break, but obviously we had the old tactical foul reared its head, didn't we, from Cancelo, who took the booking, but obviously he caused the problem in the first place. I don't think you could blame Otamendi at all. It was a poor little ball. This was 61 minutes. It was just a ball from Cancelo in the first place. He had an okay game on the night. I'll go on to Mr. Barkowski's ratings later. He thought he had a better game than I did. That was 61 minutes. 63 minutes, well, you know, the last scoring action of the game. Again, interesting little move. Interesting move. 5-0. Good and very good. We had KDB link up to Bernardo. Bernardo link up to Jesus. Now, I'm going to give Jesus, and I think Simon Barkowski said the same. When I watched it last night, I thought, hey, he did that deliberately. Because Jesus should have shot, let's be honest about it. His instincts as a striker should be to shoot, but this is perhaps where he falls down, Jesus. So, to me, he looks as though he knew Foden was there and he passed it on to him. I'll give him the benefit of the doubt. And obviously, Foden did obviously put it away simply to make it 5-0. But did Jesus mean it? I think he did. I'm sure he looked at Foden when he did it. I don't think he mishit it. But I've not had a chance to watch it back. But I've seen it a couple of times, and I'm fairly sure he did. But given the benefit of the doubt, anyway, yeah, it's Jesus. So that was 5-0. 66 minutes. Again, the only real big chance then. I mean, he had a couple of minor chances, but that was Foden did well from the halfway line and was foul, but stayed on his feet and found Jesus again, who he just shot wide again. I mean, Jesus has actually got to step up this. I was going to say this season then, so it's a new season, but Jesus has got to start stepping up, hasn't he? With the Aguero sort of seems to be declining month by month, in my opinion. Again, more on that in a minute. Obviously, 79 minutes. You had Mr. Sane come on for Foden, and I think he had a couple of chances, didn't he? Did he have a free kick that just hit the wall, and I think he had another shot later on. But that was it, more or less it. There wasn't much else happening. 90 minutes. Phil Foden was given the man of the match award, so that was nice, and I think he thoroughly deserved it on the night. Was he my highest scorer? Let's just have a look at my scores. Yeah, he's my highest scorer, so I agreed with that anyway. So that's Phil Foden. So we'll have a quick look at the player ratings on the game before we just have a quick look at the match stats. Another little bits and bobs, some talking points from the game. Yeah, Simon, is it Simon Barkowski? How do you pronounce it? I never know how you pronounce his name. Simon Barkowski. Yeah, so my apologies. You know, my partner's called Rukowski, but not from nationality. That's from an old marriage. So I should know me Rukowskis. I remember I used to have a mate called Tomaszewski, but that's a different thing, isn't it? That's it's a ski anyway. Anyway, enough of that. Simon Barkowski's ratings. Ederson didn't have very much to do, but did it all as coolly as we have come to expect. Was out of his box minutes into the game, and I think it was 43 seconds, I think. And last week's unfortunate clash with Garcia hasn't knocked his confidence. Yeah, he was playing like as a sweeper so most of last night, which he probably could do the way Burnley played. So Simon's given him a 7. Yeah, I give him a 7. Cancelo, performance that was fine enough for the evening without putting any pressure on Walker. So I agree with that for the spot. A few slack moments and sold Otamendi short to let Visa in when he earned a yellow card as he brought a forward down. So he's give Cancelo a 7. I'm only going to give Cancelo a 6.5. And my sort of basis is 6. So I'll give him a little bit higher than the base. But yeah, I'm only going to give Cancelo a 6.5. That could have cost us a goal and a bit of lax of concentration. Otamendi, Simon says, Guardiola predicted City would need a physical presence against Burnley, and while injuries meant it wasn't quite the test that was expected, Otamendi was still alert on his first outing since the restart. So he's give Otamendi a 7. Yeah, I agree. That physical presence, he didn't do anything particularly wrong, so I'm going to give Otamendi a 7. Fernandinho played the Laporte role very well. And he stepped in for the Frenchman with his terrific ball to Mahrez, creating the second goal. He did. Taken off after an hour, perhaps with a bigger test at Chelsea and Newcastle this week in mind. Absolutely, probably right there, Simon. Yeah, he's give Fernandinho a... I give Fernandinho a 7.5. I give him a 0.5 for that wonderful pass for the goal. Zinchenko, solid enough defensively, linked up well with David Silva on the left to help break through the Clarets. A willing option in attack with the pace to cover himself at the back if needed. He's given Zinchenko a 7. I'd give him a 7.5. I thought Zinchenko played really well last night. I thought he was making himself available for lots of things and worked really hard, which he always does. But it was quite good, you know, completion passes, etc., etc. I thought he was very, very good last night. So I'll give Zinchenko a 7.5. Rodri, some important interceptions and the cool head and range of passing that Rodri's shown since he arrived at the Etihad. A contained performance that gave the impression there's a lot more running to come. So he's give Rodri an 8 out of 10. I'm only going to give him a 7. He's probably lost a point for being a tart, to be honest with you, when Rodriguez touched him with his hand. Yeah, so I'm only going to give Rodri a 7. But yeah, he played okay. But I mean, obviously, you know, say man up, Rodri. Yeah, Simon give him an 8 anyway. David Silva looks refreshed after the break. Was one of 2 outfielders to keep his place from Arsenal. Enjoyed the ball running across the body in the final third, was able to thread passes between Burnley defenders, took his goal well, although appeared to tire beyond the hour. Yeah, I mean, he will be tiring, won't he? Let's be honest about it. He's give David Silva an 8, and I'm going to match that. I'm going to give David Silva an 8. I thought he was at the centre of most things we did until he did tire, but you know, it's great to see David playing so well. Phil Foden, an excellent way to build on what was a sharp cameo and a goal against Arsenal. Foden's strike for the opening goal shows the composure and confidence he had in this team, and the technique was perfect too. His second was well taken and capped another accomplished performance. He's give Foden a 9. You know me, I'm a bit mean on scores. I'm going to give Foden a measly 8.5. Yeah, it's brilliant. Not everything quite came off, but you hugged that sort of left-hand side, didn't you, for a lot of the game and took the goals well, so absolutely fantastic. Mahrez, when he can combine, Simon says, when he can combine his wonderful touch with that hungry eye for a goal, he's unstoppable. And so Taylor found out for that second goal. Also encouraging was the sight of Mahrez grabbing the ball for the penalty before anyone else could try to step up. Yeah, so you give Mahrez a 9. Again, I give him an 8. Didn't give him a 9. Yeah, he did brilliantly, but I mean, he got the run of the ball a couple of times, and sometimes I don't know how he passes it. I don't know how he beats players sometimes, because he looks as though he's going really slow, but he does it and quite clever. So an 8's a good score, but I said Simon give him a 9. He was quite impressed. So he's up there with Phil Foden, joint man of the match for Simon. Bernardo, a performance that was occasionally untidy is his lockdown hair, but his tireless running caused Burnley problems. He's got hair. Finding space in the area of the pitch where De Bruyne normally thrives. So he's give Bernardo 7. Yeah, I agree with that. He wasn't outstanding again. He's a bit. We've seen a lot of that Bernardo, haven't we? Last few games, you know, before the shutdown, whatever we call it. Yeah, he's not quite hitting the form, is he? But he's doing okay. I think he's trying to work his way through it. Aguero, a frustrating start as he struggled to find space and opportunities no matter where he roamed on the pitch. His last touch earned City a penalty, and Guardiola will hope that his injury is not serious with the busy calendar ahead. Yeah, let's give Aguero 6. Yeah, I'm going to give him 6. Just about, but I'm only going to give him 6. He only played half a game, but more on him in a minute. Substitutes Simon Jesus for Aguero, 45. A wonderful assist for Foden for the 5th goal. Did he mean it? Let's give him the benefit. Yeah, I agree with you, mate. I don't know if he meant it or not. But yeah, he's given him a 7. I'm going to give him a 7 as well. And the other 3 is Mark, but I would say a basic 6, because I think the game was pretty dead by the time De Bruyne, Laporte and Sane came on. So yeah, I'm just going to give him the basic 6, and Simon's given him 6 as well. Match start, 72% possession for City, 28% for Burnley. 19 shots with 7 on target for City. 1 shot, 0 on target. So obviously Mr. Edison didn't have to get his gloves dirty, did he, last night? Corners, 3 for City, and we sort of scored from 2 of them, didn't we? Not directly, but it's nice to see. But we'll have a word on that in a minute. 1 from Burnley, and obviously fouls, 8 from City, 7 from Burnley. So again, with the home team, we're giving more fouls away. Shocking. City now sits second, 63 points, 20 points behind that other team up on top. We're 9 above Leicester now, 9 points ahead. So that's okay. And Burnley, I mean, let's have a quick chat about Burnley. Yeah, I mean, they've got lots of problems, haven't they? I didn't realise they had all this contractual problems, etc. with players, and I think they only had 2 sort of seasoned players on the bench, and they didn't even fill the complement of substitutes, because they just had youngsters on. It's nice to see one of the youngsters come on at the end. But I think Burnley, but they've got enough points to be okay, fortunately, because I think they could struggle over the next few games, Burnley. they will struggle with sort of that performance we saw last night. Yeah, I mean 5-0 really could have been a lot more, and say City didn't have to really pull up any trees to sort of put them to bed. So I think they're on 39 points, so they're more or less safe, which is fortunate, because if they've been a bit nearer the bottom, you know, unless they go on a bad, I mean, they go on a bad run and they lose the next 4 or 5, they could be looking over the shoulders, but they should be okay, but they're not looking great. Aguero, yeah, I worry about Aguero. He's been losing half a yard all season, hasn't he? And now after this break, he looks as though he's lost a yard now, and never mind half a yard. So I do worry about Aguero, and striking wise, certainly with the Champions League coming up, FA Cup hopefully. Yeah, I do worry about Aguero. I think he's looking a shadow of the Aguero we know and love, and who he has been. And say he's got a year left, hasn't he? But we're going to have to look at that attacking option, certainly with Gabby not sort of all firing as a number 9, if you like. I mean, I'll certainly play Gabby on the left-hand side, etc. But Aguero worries me. Let me know what you think anyway. But I do worry about Aguero. And say he looked slow from the start last night. He looks a bit as though he's carrying a bit more weight as well as he's getting older. Foden, superb. I mean, that's great. I mean, I'll go on to a bit more about playing for England when we do the Twitterverse on the Chelsea preview when I do that on Wednesday. But yeah, Foden, fantastic last night. We'll talk a bit about more with the preview. Mahrez, again, excellent. As I say, he doesn't do anything at real fast pace, but he just does sort of tease and against teams like Burnley. I want to see him do it against the bigger teams, obviously, but yeah, good game last night. Sane, he brought him on, didn't he? But we know he's going, so what's the point? I wouldn't even bother. I just let him, you know. Having said that, would we get the money we want for him? But are we getting the money we want for him anyway? So does it make any difference? I don't know. Corners, it looks as though the 3-month break, we've actually had a rethink on corners. Let's keep possession. Let's try and build it from the corner. And it seems, rather than just flinging it into the middle, and we did actually score a couple, didn't we, before the season's temporarily stopped. But yeah, I mean, obviously, it looks as though we've been working a little bit on that. We've had 3 months gap, so perhaps, you know, the coaches the guys have actually started earning the money now, the corner coaches, because they've not been earning them for the last couple of years, have they? Been absolute rubbish. So it's nice to see. As I say, obviously you can't call them goals from corners because obviously they played out, but certainly that first goal with Foden was probably nearer, wasn't it? Because there's only a couple of touches before it's played to him, but I think it was the 4th goal was obviously 4, 5 or 6 touches before the ball went in the net. But yeah, it's nice to see we've done something with our time anyway, even though the free kicks perhaps aren't brilliant at the moment. Yeah, so that's that. City 5, Burnley 0, and that's the third 5-0 on the trot, isn't it, against Burnley? Poor Burnley. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed that. Please let me know your player ratings as well, or ones that you might totally disagree with what I've said. And Simon Barkowski seems a little bit more modest than Stuart Brennan. Stuart Brennan has a tendency to go high and low sometimes, depending on who it is. But yeah, so I think Phil Foden, man of the match. I don't think anyone will disagree with that. David Silva, probably a close second. Anyone on the Burnley team? Probably not. I mean, they do lead the foot in occasionally, don't they? That's just the Burnley way, I suppose. Anyway, thanks for watching this. Please join me on Wednesday when I'll be doing a preview of the Chelsea game, which is on the 25th of June, Thursday the 25th, an 8:15 kickoff. So I'll be doing a preview on Wednesday the 24th, so that's a couple of days away. Obviously, keep your lookout on my Citizen Vlogs past for a Jim Told Me special on the 25th of June. And obviously, I'll be back on the 26th of June, Friday, with a look at the Chelsea game and hopefully another defeat. Let's, you know, if it all goes to plan, obviously Liverpool will have the chance of beating us at the Etihad, but if we don't do anything, winning the league at the Etihad, but obviously if we don't do it against Chelsea, they might win it before then. We have to do a guard of honour. What do you think about that? I don't know. What do you think? Anyway, thanks for watching. Please follow me on Twitter at nostalgia_movie or at Charles Deneen. I'm on Facebook at Bernard Deneen. And please, if you can look at my little website, all the messages are coming on the screen somewhere now. I've got this little editing thing at moviegamenostalgia.com. Please check the address and have a look for old rare DVDs, movie posters for the 1990s, 2000s, and some board games on there as well. So if you can find a couple of minutes to have a look on moviegamenostalgia.com. Thumbs up to you, my little thumbs up to you. Anyway, thanks for joining me. Just over 24, nearly 25 minutes. Hope we haven't rattled on too long, and you found it entertaining anyway. Let me know in the comments what you think. Any thoughts on the game? Any thoughts on the upcoming game against Chelsea? And as I said, I'll be back with a preview of that and a look at Twitterverse, what's been happening. There's a few things on social media I want to have a chat about that have affected City and football in general. Anyway, thanks for watching. I'm going to do the rest of the day. Have a great one. Look after yourself, look after your friends, look after your families. Let's look after each other. And I'll see you all again very soon. Thanks for watching. Bernard's saying goodbye for now. Bye-bye.